36 years. He is a visiting faculty at the institute now. He held an executive vice chair at the National Innovation Foundation, where he is a member of its governing body now. He is also a fellow of the World Academy of Art and Science. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 2004 for his contributions to the management education. He is seen as a pioneer in the field of grassroots innovations, in which his contributions includes documenting people's knowledge with the help of team of volunteers spread across India. He helps grassroots innovators and communities build on their knowledge system by providing help in filing patents, promoting scientific validations of these the innovations by involving government scientific institutes and private individuals and bodies, and facilitating tie-ups with entrepreneurs and industrial groups. Uh, so, sir, without wasting much time, I just take the liberty of inviting you to deliver this keynote address, sir, on the occasion of inaugural of our
Thank you.
Atal
Thank you, Ranjit.
FDP.
I'll have to be brief today because there are many commitments. I'm in Delhi for a jury meeting for award that we give, Gandhian Young Technological Innovation Award, to young students every year. And therefore, I'll try to confine my thoughts and ideas in about 15 minutes and share with you some ideas which might be of interest to some of you. But before I begin, let me recall an incident which is linked to your institute. Some years ago, there was a very bright student who wanted to do remote internship with me. And he said, sir, give me a challenge that I should work on. And I said, when we search on net, at that time, the discussion on semantic web was going on. And we still haven't reached there. But this problem was just emerging at that time. It was about 7, 8 years, 10 years. Now, I gave him a problem. I said, look at cricket. Cricket is an insect. Cricket is also a sport. How would the search engine know that I'm interested in cricket as an insect and not as a sport if I write just cricket? So I said, why don't you make two Wordle when such issues emerge? One Wordle of cricket as an insect, one of cricket as a sport, and then the person who is searching will choose which dimension or which elements of which Wordle would he like to proceed. That will reduce the noise by 50% and will improve the efficiency of search. To work to provide somehow they could take it forward because of pressures of academic nature and that problem where it was. I'm trying to say is that if child are students, then many great innovations and discoveries can be made, which will make the life of users more efficient, more simpler, and also more meaningful. Another problem I'll give you. I met Mr. Pachai some years ago, I think 2017 or 18, he had been hosted at Rashtrapati Bhavan along with many other leaders of IT industry, and I was also there. And I asked him a simple question. I said, does Google recognize that there are children in this world? He said, why? He said, when a child searches, there is no way that the search engine recognize or ask a question and therefore tailor the search according to his or her need. Now, what do you really need? You need a scalar under the search engine where you have age line. So if I say I'm an age of 7 years or 12 years, what the engine should do is should ask oneself a question using AI and machine language that this child wants to learn about eclipse and he's or she is 7-year-old or 12-year-old. Now there are two rules that you can build. One, that the ratio of illustration to text should be high, and average length of the word should be about 5 letters. So no big words and not too much text. It is likely that with these two simple rules, search engine might offer more efficient searches for the children. And then, of course, you can adjust your age or differently. Then it will offer you, if you are 12-year-old, it will offer you some content of 15-year-old, 16-year-old, higher than your capability, some lower than your capability. Again, you can choose the Wordles and decide whether you want to, your understanding of the subject is basic, so you want to begin at class 6, class 3, class 2, class 4 level, or you want to go to class 7, class 8, class 9 level. Because different children would have different ability to pick up or absorb knowledge in different domains. Why I'm saying this? I'm saying this that we can be a leader in the world in developing innovative solutions if we look at what the people for whom we have a concern need. So let me share a few more thoughts and then I would close. Let me share this. And so what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that we should learn from innovations and creativity all around us. And how do we do that? So when we started this network, we said, like, there's a nameless, faceless person, comes in contact with the network, gets an identity. Actually speaking, all of you are part of a network. This program is building a very informal tacit network. But this network will not sustain if there are no binding agents. So what is a binding agent? Binding agent can be a philosophy. So we said this network should give voice, visibility, and velocity to creative and innovative people. Now, when you want to give voice, visibility, and velocity, it's not easy. You have to acknowledge, you have to make sure that whenever we learn something from informal sector or from a student, we acknowledge that. The student asks a question in the class which is very interesting, which has surprised you, and you do some research and write a paper, and then you forget to acknowledge that a student who started the entire discussion in your mind. That is not fair. That's not correct. That's neither ethical also. And it's not efficient because other students will come to know and they may not share and they may not be as open as this. But you acknowledge, the word will go around that this professor acknowledges what he or she learns even from the students, and the ideas will grow. Visibility, how do we give them visibility? And how do we give them traction so that those ideas go farther than if they would otherwise? That's why we give these awards, Gandhian Young Technological Innovation Award. We give in all disciplines of engineering, which is why I'm in IIT Delhi today for the jury meeting. And we also give them in life sciences with BIREC and DBT, where we give 15 lakh rupees to 50 students, 15 lakh each to 15 students for life science innovations. For non-life science, engineering discipline, computer science, other disciplines, we don't have at this moment financial award, but they are given the same award, the same function. And these awards provide us a way of recognizing the budding talent. How do we look for talent? So you see this picture, my colleague Dr. Anamika took this picture from Thor Lake, and these 4 ducks are moving in one direction. This one is moving in a different direction. That's what we should do. That's what we do actually. You may do or not, is your choice. To look for oddity, things which are different, things which are at odd with the trend, with the processes that are going on. Somebody is breaking the trend. Somebody is trying to figure out a new way of solving problem, and our eye directly goes to that exception, that oddity. Now, there are many ways in which we train our eyes. One of the ways is to look at this ratio of knowledge, feeling, and doing. We have a lot of knowledge, we have this much of feeling, and we actually have action this much. Can we change this triangle? And one way to change it is, I can't feel about everything, but a few things I feel about. Can I act on them? So Samvedana becomes a very important driver of inclusive innovation. Sam means equal, Vedana means pain. And if we feel the pain of somebody else as intensely as that person feels it, it doesn't remain that person's pain, it becomes my pain. So essentially, from Samvedana to Sajanshilta through what we call as Swantah Sukhaya, for my own happiness. I'm not solving a problem of somebody else. I'm not doing a favor to somebody else. I'm solving my own problem. Now I'm in pain because I have internalized the pain of someone else, a farmer, an artisan, a mechanic, or a user, a student. Now, this is where Samvedana generates solution. Look at this example. This girl at the time she was in 8th class, but now her grandfather couldn't climb the stairs with a walker. She developed an idea, sent it to our team in NIF at the time, developed a solution. Now it has been licensed to a company. And this is a universal solution. Walkers in Europe, in America, in Australia, in Japan don't have this function. When you come down, the front leg becomes taller. When you go up, the front leg becomes shorter. How could this girl imagine a solution which will solve the problems of people all around the world, not just in India? This is possible through some Vedana. And this is possible by building linkages of these kind of students with the other ecosystem so that this becomes a product. Another characteristic of innovation is that it also could have autopoietic characteristic. That means self-governed, self-designed. This tree I found in Bangla, Himachal Pradesh, and I talked to this tree and I said, "Look what happened, sir. I was not supposed to branch. I branched by mistake. Then I made it a parallel stem. As I am talking to you, many cells in my body are going through mutation. Thank God that they are not cancerous. What is happening? My body is doing one of the five, or all the five functions. It is either rejecting the cells which are mutated, it is repairing them, it is bypassing them, it is rejuvenating them, and it is substituting them. Now, all of these things that are possible, that nature does, is called auto-healing, self-healing, self-repairing, self-design. If we want innovation system to be robust, then every participant in the innovation chain must have this autopoietic phenomena, autopoietic philosophy, autopoietic solutions. A knife becomes sharper every time you use. That is autopoietic knife. Many of you know that many softwares become intelligent because you put AI into them, you put all kinds of other tools. So you can also put biases in the AI. I mean, I will not get into that issue just now, but the point is that you can make systems learn. And this is a very important subject in nature because nature always keeps learning from its own errors, which may happen, and then tries to improve upon. Let us see how a society learns. So in Purulia, we came across this beautiful terracotta horses lying under a tree. So this was a potter's village. We were in our Shodhyatra. Shodhyatra, some of you might know, we walk in every different parts of the country. In summer, we go to hot places. Winter, we go to cold places. And we walked in every single state of the country, more than once, many times, sometimes more than two times. One night, but I went to Village Valley in Jammu Kashmir and Anantnag. So we asked the people, why do we keep such different tree? They said, "Sir, you have done a mistake." I said, "What mistake have I done? We have not kept the most beautiful ones. We have kept the best ones. Why did we keep the best creation under the tree? Okay, somebody can take it, somebody can take it." They said, "We have done it because you see this passage where our children go to the school?" I said, "Yes." They see what the current standard of the best is, the community. They must do better. Wow, open social standard of excellence. If a society wants to create and innovate, it will have to create open source standards of excellence so that we are pushed, our students are pushed, our faculty is pushed, everybody is pushed to do something better than or different from what has been done already. That's why we need different kinds of processes for doing that. And what we do during Shodhyatra, we can also do through innovation clubs in every college, every institution, which will search innovations, spread innovations, celebrate innovations, and sense the unmet need. Sense the unmet need. Recently, you might have come across, we signed an agreement with the IIT Delhi a few weeks back, where we were trying to see whether every student of IIT Delhi will identify one unmet need from his or her native region and try to address it in the 4 years that he's here. Now, I'm sure your institute can also do that, and other people who are part of this program can also do that. Why shouldn't every student be challenged to address at least one unmet need of his or her community? The community which brought us up, community which gave us sustenance, so we can do that. So we're learning from teachers within, teacher around, teacher in nature, and teacher common people. We do these competitions every year. Any adult can participate. For children, we have APJ Abdul Kalam, Ignited Mind at honeybee.org, Ignited Mind at honeybee.org. For adults, HBN Kriya at gyan.org. And one of the chief person whom we gave an award last year was Balaji Jadhav. What did he do? All of you are in the field of information technology. You know that more than 50% children of our country don't have smartphone. For 15 months, half the children of our country, sometime more, in government schools have been out of the online education. Somewhere it is 70% children are out of online education. So what innovations have we done? This teacher did an innovation which we recognized globally because we reviewed 2,500 ideas from 87 countries. And this is one of the awarded ideas. He realized that children have feature phone. And feature phone can be brought together through a conference call. So he made a conference call to one child and added 9 more children. Up to 10 you can join in one call. There were 40 children, 4 calls, and children have been now learning. Can you imagine? Our education ministry also knows that 50% children are not having a smartphone. Our institutions know, our experts know, our IT companies know. Why wouldn't they do anything of this kind? Why wouldn't this huge millions of children out of education, 15 months, wouldn't get them to think about this kind of solution? There are many other solutions to talk about. And the teacher did something interesting. Rajesh Vasudev gave Bluetooth speakers to their children. So he got 8 groups, 5 children each, same 40 children, and he gave Bluetooth. So he can get all of them in one call because now he can go arrange 8 children. Each one has a Bluetooth speaker. They sit around the speaker and they are participating. So there are examples of this kind that we have able to do. Before I close, I would like to give an example how Gandhiji in 1920 faced a problem. And the problem was that he wanted to have a spinning wheel which will be having less drudgery, which will have high quality, which will be portable, which will be simple, etc., etc. And he announced this competition of 1 lakh rupees at that time, but worth 10 crore today, 24 July 1929, and gave various boundary conditions. You can find them at gyati.techpedia.in/announcement. And Chakravarti Rajgopalachari and other such outstanding people of that time were on the duty. And this is what came out of that process. Ambar Charkha, when he was in jail, he used this one in Varda jail. Innovations can come about through challenge awards, through inducement, through exposure, through recognition of unmet needs, through suffering, voluntary suffering. Live as closely. I have a course in IIM. Out of 500 students, we take only about 25 to 30 students, 5 exchange and 20 MBA students. And they obviously have to compete a lot to get into this course. But what is this course offering them? Suffering. We go to Himalaya, make them suffer. They will get no comfort. They will sleep on the ground. They will have to eat what is available. They may not have toilets there. But in the process, it is possible. They will begin to understand the value of frugality. They will begin to understand the value of suffering. They will begin to develop samvedana. They may be able to develop then Sajanshilta out of something. So maybe in future when they join big companies or whatever, they will be able to look at those problems which society has ignored for such a long time. So there are several kinds of problems which our society has not paid attention to, and I will not go into them, because I want to just tell you that there are so many solutions that our society has. Just take this one. Kulsum and Tarun thought about this problem. All of us are online today talking, and many times our posture is not correct. I leaned a little bit. I should sit straight. Now, what should happen actually? The computer should sense my posture and it should tell you that, Professor, you are not sitting properly. I will not let you do work, and the computer will go blank. Till I sit properly, it will not let me work. That's the way these children could conceive this. It's a simple thing to make. Some of your students can make it and make the life of others easier and better and healthier. Why won't we see this problem? When rich kids can see this problem, why can't we see this problem? We suffer from it. We have inertia. Children have empathy, sensitivity. They're concerned about us. They love us. So they can see that. And mind you, this is not something which came to my mind. I have seen tens of thousands of innovations. It didn't occur to me. That means no matter how bright you are, it doesn't matter that it's not necessary that all good ideas will come to you. It can come to students, it can come to children, and we should bring children as a part of our education system, our learning system. So this is what the last slide is, innovation, investment, enterprise. This is what the triangle of gold, triangle of Gyan is. Gyan was set up in 97. And I'm sure any one of us will have to deal with this. I must also tell you before I close that We have created many platforms, and one of which is techpedia.in. Techpedia.in has about 2 lakh engineering project information, 200,000 done by 600,000 students in group of 3 or 4 from more than 700 institutions of the country. Why did we do that? Because we don't want any student to do what has been done before. So there is and again, at the same time, when users look at the database and they find, oh, this student from an ordinary engineering college has done something very interesting. Who is the guide of this professor? This student. Oh, so and so. Maybe this guide can solve my problem. So we are creating market for merit, even for faculty members who are guiding these students. They are getting known. We are as good or bad as our students are. So then there's creating a market for all of them. So let me just close by saying that techpedia.in it's all open. Then 2 of my students created another platform called as gyan.org/patent.php. They put together 9.9 million abundant US patents in open access. You don't have to sign, you don't have to register. And what will be the use? You can use them for your projects. You can use them for your software. You can use them for your solutions. Why are we doing this? We are doing this because the future belongs to open innovation. I invite you all to join this effort to change what I call the last point is the ratio, upload to download ratio. Please ask yourself, what was your upload to download ratio in the last month? If anyone has more than one, I'll be happy to know. If any institution has more than one, I'll be happy to know. We are the world's largest consumer of information, of data, of ideas, but we're not largest producer of the ideas. We can be. If we change this ratio, if we upload more than what we can download, we can change this. The world will follow us if our ideas have strength. But we don't share. How do we know whether our ideas have strength? We are the killers of our own creative ideas. No. How is it possible? And then the idea goes into the burial ground. So let me close by saying that, friends, I'm very happy to be with you today. I would have liked to spend more time, but today it's not possible. Some other time we will be able to talk to each other. You're all welcome to look at whatever we have written. You can come to this blog, which is all available to you. You can also look at our CNG Creativity at Grassroots blog. And all our work is open access. No restriction, no copyright restriction, nothing. Because I believe that good ideas will flow and people will find their use. And if it helps solve problems of our society, why not? Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. It was once again, I got nostalgic. I thought I was sitting in this IIM Ahmadabad CR6, classroom 6, where you used to take our classes. So, sir, I think you must be happy to know that here in Triple IT, me and one of my scholars, we started one small project of documenting the grassroots innovation at the local level. So we are actually just videographing and just putting it on YouTube after some editing. So
please do share, because we have a fund called as MVIF, Micro Venture Innovation Fund, which we can invest in some of them. So please do share. We'll be very happy to invest in them. Okay, we have invested all over the country in innovation, so that will be very nice.
Definitely, sir.